do when you don't actually want to show up as you? Hi, I'm Glenyce Hughes, and hubby and I house and pet sit around the world, and I get to work with people in assisting them to create their dreams come true. I am so incredibly grateful. So, what do you do if you don't want to show up as you? Now, if you're not really sure what showing up as you is, you might want to check out this week's podcast where I talk about how to show up as you, but it's basically showing up as you without cutting off any part of you, without shutting off, without looking into their world to see what they need from you and doing that. It's actually just showing up as you. And sometimes we don't want to show up as us. And what if that's actually okay? Like, what if you don't have to always show up as you? What I think is important, this is my take on it, is to just acknowledge that, hey, you know what? I don't feel like that today. Maybe you're like me, you want to put a wig on. Some days I put a wig on. Not very often now that we're in Florida. I'll be honest. More so when we're outside of Florida, outside of the tropical, beautiful heat that we have been experiencing. Oh my goodness. And yes, of course, a beautiful pool behind me. This is an amazing pool. I love it so much. So anyway, so when you don't want to show up as you, what if you just acknowledge it and then you don't? Maybe you want to be the life of the party even though you're not really feeling that. What if you go do that anyway? I've done that on purpose in my life at certain times, knowing that I was going to an event that was like, okay, I'll go, not really feeling like it. But in the past, I would actually maybe be quieter in the corner or off to the side. I wouldn't really engage or interact. And I would know that that's a choice. But it wouldn't maybe make the evening as fun. So then instead I would choose to really be maybe an extreme version of me and really be the life of the party and tell the stories and all the stuff. And it's just a different energy. And so I didn't go in from that place, but it was like, or I went in from that place. I went in from knowing, oh, I'd rather not be here. And I'm going to be there, so how can I be there and enjoy it? So showing up in a different way than maybe I was feeling at the time. And a lot of times in my past, I would say I've done that from no awareness whatsoever. It's like, walk in, who do they need me to be? What do they need me to be? What will make them comfortable? What will make them happy? And being that, which that's interesting and not so fun. But when I can do it from the awareness of, okay, well, here's where I'm at right now. I'm going to this thing. What will create the most fun for me? And just shifting it. Now, we could say that's still being all of me, but it isn't quite the same as if I went in like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, and really having that energy right from the get-go. So to me, it is different. So when we don't want to show up as us, don't. But acknowledge that you're not and have fun with it. That, to me, there's no resentment in that energy. It's when we show up for other people, when we show up to make sure other people are comfortable or happy or appreciate us, whatever it is, and then we get resentful, because usually it just doesn't work out that way. It just usually isn't like that. We show up, we're like, okay, I'm going to make this person happy, I'm going to, do this, and often that's not going to work because we're really forcing it. But if we're doing it from this other energy of like, hey, you know what, I'm just going to show up like this, I'm going to have some fun tonight and really put on this whatever energy, a different energy than I would be maybe naturally if I was at home by myself, and have some fun. Because, man, I would just say that that's what this life is all about. The older that I get, the more aware I am that fun really is important. Now, it might not be important to you. I think everybody has a different value, has different values, of course, but fun for me is a huge energy. And can everything always be fun? No, it just can't. You know what? Life is all of it. Life is the sadness, the grief, the joy, the happiness, the exuberance, the poverty, the abundance, all of it. I'm using kind of really polarized terms to say life is all of it. So yeah, there's going to be times where fun isn't part of whatever it is that you're choosing. And when you can, I love it. I personally love it. So If you haven't received the free training for a tool to crush imposter syndrome, you can find the link above or below to go grab that. And then that is an invite to my upcoming 5-week program on stopping doubt and getting out of crushing, obliterating, whatever we want to call it, imposter syndrome, so you can feel confident and successful in life and business. Would love to have you come play. Have a great week, sweet friends. I look forward to chatting again next week.